And just like that, we got another trade as James Harden has now officially been traded away from the Los Angeles Clippers to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go and get into this content today, y'all. And James Harden has now officially been traded away from the Los Angeles Clippers to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a deal that was rumored earlier in the day that could have been worked out. It has now officially been made official, so to say. The Clippers are trading James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. No other picks are exchanged in it. No other players are involved in it at all. It's a Darius Garland for James Harden pick straight up, other than the second-round pick that was involved in this. This came down with the Cleveland Cavaliers having a disappointing season up until this point. And Darius Garland just has not been healthy over that time period. And the Cleveland Cavaliers just looked at it and said, hey, this is a time now where we have an opportunity to pivot from this team. We have a guy in James Harden that wants to fight. He wants to compete. James Harden reportedly is going to want a multi-year contract with any team that he goes to. He's now with the Cavs. So expect for them to work out a multi-year deal probably in this summer as well. But James Harden gets exactly what he wants. He goes to a team where he's going to be able to compete for a championship, compete for a title, and then move on. And that's just what it is. And at this point of his career, even at being 36 years old, James Harden wants to compete. He wants to fight for something. And now being in the Eastern Conference, that pathway to potentially an NBA Finals just gets a little bit easier with going to the Eastern Conference. Darius Garland, he goes out to the Clippers. The Clippers get a new, a younger point guard and probably starts off their rebuild and reset as well. I don't know if they're going to keep Darius Garland long term. They can turn around and look to flip him in the summer if he shows himself to be healthy or something like that. And I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a bad deal for it if that's what they decide to do. The Clippers are a team that is old. They don't have a lot of assets. And so now if they go off into a place where they start selling off players and moving on, we still got to see what the penalty is going to be for the whole Kawhi Leonard madness that's going on there. But if they decide to go ahead and move on, they now have a young point guard there that they can even pivot, try to get more picks later on down the road if he shows himself to be healthy. And that's just where it is right now. Somebody asked in the comment section, does this help the Cavs? Yeah, I mean, listen, for what it's worth, James Harden is one of the most notorious playoff chokers of all time. But he is healthy, right? And he is a player that is we know that James Harden isn't a willing facilitator. He's third in the league in assists this year, right? And so when you look at the big man that they have there, and Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, those players can definitely play off James Harden. The question is that in a backcourt with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, is James Harden going to be willing to sacrifice some shots and be more of a facilitator at times if it means him getting closer to an NBA title? But I do see this being something that can help the Cleveland Cavaliers. It just depends on what James Harden's mindset is. If he comes in there and he tries to be Houston James Harden, then it's gonna be a rude awakening for him. But we'll see what happens there. The Clippers out on Io and Kobe now? Yeah, probably. Well, here's the thing. If the Clippers are going to want to get younger, maybe they are in on a Kobe White. Maybe they look at it and say, let's pair Kobe White with Darius Garland. We can trade Zubac to the Chicago Bulls, and we can roll with this young backcourt and see what they can do with Kawhi and some of the other pieces we still have here. So I won't say that it for sure counts them out, but it does make it probably less likely if I'm being fair to that, and we'll see what happens with that one. I know it hurts fantasy. Oh, for sure, for sure. At least Harden has 10 good toes. I mean, hey, that's one of the biggest problems there. And reportedly earlier in the day, one of the things that was limiting or that was causing some hesitation by the Los Angeles Clippers was the toe injury by Darius Garland. So clearly they feel like they're okay with that now. They're not too worried about it, and it is what it is in that case, man. But yeah, listen. And one thing to say about James Harden as well, hey, he's in Cleveland. So at least the strip clubs ain't going, like the strippers in Cleveland all got bullet holes. So like, hopefully that means that he's going to be able to focus a little bit more in for that team, man. So we'll see. But this trade deadline has already been crazy. It's been an absolute batshit ass trade deadline already, and we still got 2 more days until the actual trade deadline hits. 2 more days for calamity to completely hit. And I guess we'll see where that's going to get these teams and what else is going to happen, man. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so James Harden's on his way to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland's on his way to the Clippers. We'll see if he can get back on the court between now and the end of the season. And this trade deadline has just been a motherfucker, y'all. I don't know what else to say. This trade deadline has been absolutely crazy. When it comes down time for me to completely recap this trade deadline, I don't even know where to start at because it's been so many ups and downs and all the stuff about that, man. But we'll see. You seem to know a lot, like a strip. I know a lot of people in Cleveland. Absolutely. It don't take much to know that. Like, why do you think Joakim Noah said don't nobody ever vacation? Like, you can't vacation somewhere there ain't no strippers at. Like, that's just not the right thing to do. But all jokes aside, there. We'll see what the next step is. I mean, this trade deadline. Keep in mind, James Harden being traded wasn't even something that we really expected coming into that, man. This trade deadline has just been crazy. Jaren Jackson Jr. was traded earlier today. We don't know what that means for Ja Morant. Reported there's not a huge market, but a team could come in there last minute. We still haven't even talked about the Giannis Antetokounmpo thing. That hasn't gone down yet. Still other players, smaller players that, reportedly are available, like Day'Ron Sharpe, Eve Missy, Anthony Davis, all the players that the Dallas Mavericks could be looking. Sabonis, right? The Raptors being in on that. There's still a lot of movement that can happen over the next 48 hours before the trade, and not even less than 48 hours before the trade deadline hits, because it's 5 p.m. on Thursday. There's a lot of movement that can still happen in this, and a lot of craziness that's already happened, and we ain't even got far into it yet. Wolves go for AK. Who's AK? Why am I throwing? Who the fuck is AK? Wolves go for AK. Who's AK? I gotta stop talking. I'm old, man. The abbreviations, my brain is like, I've been on live. This is like my 12th episode today between all the shows that I do. My brain is fried right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Once I take this edible, it's over with. It's done. I'm done for the day. I wonder if Kawhi will be next to ask out. Possibly. Teams could also want to wait to see what's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard with the whole investigation and everything that's going on. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. If Kawhi is going to be punished, if the Clippers as an organization is going to be punished, we don't know. We don't know. I know the Wolves. Who's AK? Who is AK? Wolves go. I know the Wolves are in Minnesota. Who is AK? But we shall see what's going to happen next, man. Overall, this trade deadline has been absolutely batshit ass crazy. That's all I can say. Batshit ass crazy. And I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't think anybody does. And we'll see what who the next player is moved. I was relaxing. Oh, Giannis, my bad. Okay, got you. All right, that makes sense. I was about to say, like, AK, but all right. But let me know your thoughts down below in regards to this. What do you think? Who do you think came out better in this trade? Do you think that the Cleveland Cavaliers just make them more of a contender in your minds? Let me know what you guys think on that down below. You can follow us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBACentralShow@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything basketball related. I'll catch you guys maybe another episode tonight. This